Whoever else is in a bit of a reading slump with me right now, sit down, we're gonna chat quick and we're gonna work this out because I'm done being in a reading slump. First step is to take your TBR pile. You can't see the whole thing, this is mine. And a little bit over here. Just look at your TBR pile and try and channel that energy that you had when you bought the book. How excited you were to read that book when you bought it. Like, just channel that right now. Then we're gonna separate them into two piles of 100% for. I've been recommending this book since December and I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. It's so good. It's a dystopian novel where basically if a mother gets caught doing something that she shouldn't be doing under the eyes of the government, she has to go for training to the school for good mothers. So the main character, Frida, has to basically prove herself worthy of being able to take care of her own daughter at this big brother-like school, or jail even, you could consider it. And it's very Handmaid's Tale, 1984, dystopian vibes, and it evaluates gender norms and control and all these great things, and it was so entertaining. I loved it. I definitely recommend.
She fell in love with every guy she ever dated. Whether they were smart or stupid or sweet or cruel, it didn't matter.
You can meet me at my hotel, with nothing on under your trench coat.
Let's chat about the books I read in January. I'll start off with the most popular. I read It Ends With Us, and on my Kindle I read Reminders of Him, both by Colleen Hoover. This was my first Colleen Hoover experience and I loved it. I personally liked Reminders of Him a little bit better than It Ends With Us, but they were both so good, so sad. Everything everyone else always says, I recommend. Then I found my new favorite book. I loved Orbiting Jupiter. It was, again, a really sad one, but the writing was so simple but so like intriguing, and you care for those characters so much, and it's beautiful all the way around from start to finish. Beautiful story. Recommend everyone reads this. Then I had a book that started out strong but kind of flopped. It didn't really stay interesting and it wasn't about what I thought it was going to be about at all. And I even DNF'd a book. I've been wanting one of these ever since I saw Katie McDougall post about them so long ago. It's a personalized stamp to put in all of your books for your library collection. It is from Pickled Stamps and it's personalized, so it says from the library of Abby Davida, or your name. And mine has a cute little bee design in the middle. There's a bunch of other ones that you can choose from, but I thought this was the cutest. But yeah, I'm gonna do my first one and show you what it looks like. So it comes with an ink pad when you order. You just go like that. And of course, the first book that I wanted to do this to had to be The Perks of Being a Wallflower, my favorite book. I think I'm gonna do it right here. Okay, let's do this. Ooh. One thing I'm changing this year to reach all of my reading goals in 2022 is to use the monthly subscription box book of the month. I just feel like it's going to be so motivating every single month to be able to pick a book from this carefully curated list that Book of the Month has put together with all different genres and new authors. I'm just so excited. I chose Fiona and Jane for my pick this month, and I am so excited for it. I cannot wait to just dive into a book that's all about the different layers of female friendships. I'm so ready. Head to bookofthemonth.com to see which book you'll pick with the code Let's Go to get your first book hardcover for just $9.99. Happy reading, and I hope you reach all of your reading goals in 2022.
Here, right here. All your needs will be met.
I'm hungry!
In a minute!
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
And wait a second, wait.
Here's a review of this book from someone who has never read this author before. So yes, this was my first Colleen Hoover book, And I will say the thing that I loved the most about this was the characters. I think that was really the highlight of the book. I really appreciated that the characters were not perfect and you weren't sure if you were supposed to be on their side or love them or whatever, but you loved them anyways. And I just felt like I knew the characters on a really deep level, and that's one of my favorite things about books when that happens. So I definitely love this book. It did make me cry. I do recommend it, and 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely nobody, not even one person, has asked me this, but I just want to show how I organize my book stacks because I don't have a bookshelf right now. So these are my current books in my apartment. Some of my books are still at my parents' house, but these are like the ones that I care about most. This largest stack here are books that I've read, mostly from this year. This little stack are my self-help nonfiction books. This is the stack of books that I have yet to read. And then if we move over to my nightstand, these are my current reads: Court of Mist and Fury, Burnout, and still working through Wuthering Heights. And then these are the books up next that I want to read most: One Day in December and Imaginary Friend. And these books are actually just more unread books that I didn't know where to put, and they're kind of from my like October TBR I never got to. Hello. Just wanted to film a quick little reading update for TikTok. My most recent read for the holidays. Absolutely loved it. 5 stars. Of course, I kind of rate it a little bit easier just because it's like a holiday rom-com, but so good. I got through it so quick. Definitely recommend. Also currently reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I read the first book, Court of Thorns and Roses, in June. I don't know why it took me this long to get on the second book, but I'm loving it. And I'm definitely going to speed through the series now because it's all I think about. And then the last book that I'm currently reading is still Wuthering Heights. I'm slowly working my way through this. I love it. I don't know if I love it. I like it. But I just kind of took a break from it. I'm taking my time. It's a classic, so, you know, it's like a little bit slower, but whatever. It's good so far, and yeah. I have only ever cried to 4 books, and I read a lot of sad books, so I thought I would show you the 4 books that have made me cry, and some honorable mentions. Little Women was the first book that ever made me cry, and even if you're not big on classics, I'm not a huge classics reader, you can really enjoy this one and really get into it. It's not even that sad throughout, but there was just a couple moments. Orbiting Jupiter had me sobbing. It is the only book I've cried that much to, and I will recommend it forever now. It is a new favorite, a 5-star, and so sad. Then Reminders of Him. It was my first Colleen Hoover book that I read, and it did have me in tears. It is a great story, and I cried. And I also cried at It Ends With Us, but not as much as the other 3 that I mentioned. And these are my honorable mentions that were very sad, but I wasn't crying.
These are books my girlfriend says I'm not allowed to touch under any circumstance. Part 2. First up is her signed copy of Credence. Penelope Douglas signed it and mailed it to her personally, and I know for a fact that Callie loves this more than me. Next up is The Origin's Daughter. This book is really special to Callie because she has a quote on the front cover. Why am I doing this again? Next is Bonesmith. I've never heard of this book, but she likes it because of the edges and the artwork on the inside. Last is Threads That Bind. This one has the edges and the artwork on the inside as well. And then if you take the dust jacket off, you got like, this is pretty cool. She's gonna be so mad. Holy shit, the dust jacket's reversible. That's so cool. All right, well, she's gonna be pissed again. Welcome back to another episode of Weird Shit I Found on My Girlfriend's Bookshelf. Okay, first up, we have her tiny TBR cart. It's this little pink cart with a bunch of tiny little miniature versions of all of her favorite books. Weird. Adorable? Yes. Weird? Also yes. All right, next up, these. No idea why she has these. and why they're on her bookshelf. All right, back to the miniature shit. She has a tiny little Starbucks Frappuccino. Black tea. Then there's this weird picture of a Greek dude with no shirt on. Not sure if I should be jealous or what, but do I kind of look like him? Well, I thought I was having a lot of fun doing this until I started going through her bookmarks, and let me tell you, I had way more fun. First up is 2 Girls, 1 Dragon, Keep It in the Family, and This Girl is on Fire. And then the infamous Smut Slut magnetic bookmark. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I finally finished Credence. What the fuck? I started Credence a couple months ago, and I stopped after the couch scene because I was new to reading and I was not ready for that level of smut. And it turns out that after chapter 23, I still may not be ready for that level of smut. Actually, you know, there are spicier books than this. I do know that. So maybe it's less of the smut and maybe I'm just not ready for this level of taboo. Maybe Penelope Douglas books are just not my cup of tea because I heard that all of Penelope's books are just out there. Also, are we going to talk about who she fucking picked? Like, really? That dude was way too aggressive. I don't know why she chose him. All right, well, I'm going to rate this 3 out of 5, which I think is generous considering I DNF'd it a couple months ago. But yeah, super taboo. Just left me sitting there saying, what the fuck? So yeah, don't think I like Penelope Douglas. Check the shirt. Welp, I'm in a fucking reading slump. And I have this stack here, and I don't know what to read next, so I need your guys' help. Please help me choose. All right, first up is obviously Fourth Wing. I've been attempting to read this for so long, but after Hooked, I just can't get into it. Then there's the Inheritance games. The reason why I haven't started this one is because I just got it, but it sounds good. Next up is The Inmate. If you know me, you know I love me some Frida McFadden. Then there's My Fault. I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. I think I'm going to buddy read it with Callie, but she really wants to get started on it, so she might have to go without me. We'll see. Last up is the most terrifying book of them all, Haunting Adeline. Zach absolutely loves this book, and you know, I think I'm gonna give it a shot. This is probably gonna be my go-to if you guys agree with me. So that's all. Please help me pick my next read. I'm begging you guys. I just read the shortest and smuttiest book of all time. It's called Riding the Headless Horseman. It was only 45 pages and I finished it in like, 25 minutes or something like that. I'm going to tell you what it's about and how I felt about it. First of all, this book is perfect for Halloween. Like, it's literally about the Headless Horseman. It takes place in Sleepy Hollow. The main character is a witch, and it's like set in modern times, which I think is cool. Like, if it was set in like 1850 or something, I probably would have hated it. But I liked that it was kind of like modern day Sleepy Hollow. So basically what happens is this witch wanders off into the woods, and the whole book she's like, I don't believe in death. I don't believe in the Headless Horseman. Nah, nah, nah. And then she goes into the woods, and guess who she runs into? The Headless Horseman, who apparently is very well endowed. The fuck? Anyways, I'm not going to spoil it, but it gets spicy. Oh, by the way, this isn't sponsored or anything. I bought this with my own money for like $7 on Amazon. All in all, I'm absolutely 100% in the mood for Halloween. Okay, so go read Riding the Headless Horseman. Ugh. We got book mail. I was out of town all weekend. Came home last night to 3 packages. Let's get to it. All right, the first one. Got to get the note. I always forget the note. Hey Jacob, I'm so excited to finally get Heir of Broken Fate onto your bookshelves. If you want a book to get you into fantasy, this is the one. I hope you love the world of Aloria. from Mads Rafferty. So Mads sent me her book. We do follow each other, and she told me like, I don't know, maybe like a month ago that she'd be sending me her book, and I finally got it. So I'm super excited to give fantasy a try. Okay, then we got hope you enjoy and looking forward to your review from Mariana Buffalino. What is this? Oh, this is Fallacy Entangled. This is from the author, and this is a paid review. All right, the last package. Let's get the note here. All right. Hey, Jacob, you're always saying you wear the same hat in your video. Shut up. So here's a new one for you so you can change it up. Have a great day. There's 2 notes. So hold on. The other one says, hi, Jacob. Also enjoy Frida as well. Bro. Tracy, holy shit. Tracy knows me. She got me a Frida book and a new hat. Like, talk about a loyal follower. So first up is the Frida book. She sent me Brain Damage. Fuck yeah, I have like 9 Frida books now. Stay spooky. That's for you, Heather. Thank you to the 2 authors who sent me their books and the loyal fan that got me a Frida book and a new hat. I'm going to try to finish this book in 2 hours. This is actually my first time ever really trying to attempt a reading marathon, so I'm excited. It is currently 6:05 p.m. and I have like about 100 pages left, so let's see if I can do it. Okay, I started outside because I wanted to watch the sunset while I read. It was actually really pretty, but it got a little bit nippy outside, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think in total I was probably outside for about a half an hour. So yeah, I was really enjoying this book. It's basically a sci-fi dystopian thriller. It's about this CIA agent named Will, and he has to go on this like crazy intergalactic mission, but it's not really what he thinks it's gonna be. Anyways, this is where it started getting dark, so I went inside and plopped on the low sack. So Will ends up being like a prisoner on this crazy ass planet with like these crazy aliens. There are other prisoners, but they all kind of hate each other, and he doesn't know if he can really trust them or not. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you guys, but I really like this book because it kind of showed that you really have to kind of set your differences aside if you want to get shit done. But don't worry, because I did film my reaction to the ending. Also, I had no idea that my cat was stalking the top of my head the whole time. All right, checking in. I have like 40 pages left, and it's currently 7:20, so let's finish this shit. All right, jumping on the bed so that I can finish the home stretch of the book in comfort. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like this book. I mean, I've never really read any sort of sci-fi dystopian thriller before, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be my cup of tea, but I was pleasantly surprised and I actually really enjoyed it. Okay, checking in. I am on the very last page. Damn! Oh, what did I just read? That shit was kind of good. Alright, I'm going to post a review about it tomorrow.